Oh my god. Okay, we're live. Dude, I feel super queasy, so if I suddenly run off camera or projectile vomit, I apologize. But I I just finished up a podcast with my buddy Mitch. Really good. It was a really good podcast, I think, and I think everything went techni- tech technically well. I think everything stayed on. Hopefully the mic stayed on, and all that. I tried out my new softbox, and um, I had met him at this church in Boise, maybe like a year and a half ago. And my buddy Cameron invited me because they do this. Fuck, I did not feel well, so sorry. This is probably gonna be pretty low energy. I should have done this earlier today. I kind of ran out of time. Whew, man, I need some more fresh air. Fuck. Yeah, I can't skip this thing, so we're just gonna power through. I met him at it's called the church is called Awaken, and they're from California, and they moved. They have like some branches all over, and so and then they have this like business meeting, like entrepreneur type of meeting called Pathfinders, and like a group, and just teaches you how to like build business and connections and all the stuff. And I actually went to one of their conferences in Utah. It's really good, man. I learned a lot, and there's some really, really just very successful people that go there. And so I'm not religious at all, as you guys probably know, but I do appreciate good community, good values, and just learning from people that are better than you and that are on the same journey and stuff. So, and Mitch and I kind of hit it off. We're just chit chatting after the one event, and then we ended up like just getting coffee here and there and stuff. So that's cool, man. I do really appreciate religious people or Christians, or it doesn't have to be Christians. It can be other religions too. But that they know their own path, but they have no. They don't try to push you into their strain of thinking, or they don't mind still kicking it with you. And I like a chill Christian, so doesn't mind having a beer, and knows that people are on all walks of life and stuff. So yeah, and I just get along with him really well, and always get inspired by our conversations. And he's definitely just has learned a lot, and definitely has a lot of wisdom to share. Ooh, I'm sorry, guys. Fuck. Yeah, so I haven't been drinking, but I hit a couple beers, and I had a couple non-alcoholics, and I took some kratom, and I'm wondering if that just like mixed weird with something. Normally kratom makes you a little high, a little euphoric, and I do feel that, but I feel very fucking queasy, dude. Yeah, so anyway, I was thinking about talking about something on here. I met with my therapist today. It was cool. Just sometimes it's like hard for me to see my own progress, but it seems that she has seen progress in me, which is cool. And just the organization and the decluttering of my mind, and I definitely don't even remotely feel like I've arrived, but I do feel like I'm still getting more and more of my ducks in a row, and I that was really one of the big goals for me, is to start living my life a little bit more organized and put together and not so chaotic. And I, in a lot of ways, I think there's beauty in chaos, or there can be. If you think of some of the just iconic artists, and how crazy they live, or wild they were, or musicians or whatever, and I do resonate with those, but I also love, I like not living in total chaos either all the time. So until I get somebody that can do all my cleaning and cooking and organizing for me, I'm gonna have to learn how to do that for myself. So it's still a work in progress, but sometimes it feels a little hard. It's like in this room, it's just such a small room, and there's so many like cameras and lights and cables and stuff, so it's hard to keep really clean and concise, and things move around. Like, I have the camera right here right now, but I had it over to the other wall earlier, and so where the camera is sitting now was where I had the one light. So to move all that, and it's just kind of shoving things out of the way. And hold on, I'm gonna let Russell out real quick. Probably gonna scratch on the door in another 2 minutes. Try to get back in. I was listening to one of my other lives on my walk today, and just trying to like go into it and think, like, see if I can find some humorous situations, or like listening to it, think if you can think of funny things that I could have said. So I can be funnier on these, so it could be more entertaining. I definitely feel like I don't have it in me to be that super funny right now, and I'm more just doing it out of obligation, but I am committed to doing it once a day. So I know I'd for anyone who is watching, sorry that this is out of obligation, but I think it is necessary too. So yeah. What else do you want to talk about? I've been listening to I was listening to Theo Von today. He has Cat Williams on, and they were talking about the Cat Williams statue that Theo bought. He had like bought it from Marshall's, and I had heard it on this other podcast, or it was like a clip, but Theo was talking to some black dude, and he's like, yeah, the other day I was at Marshall's or whatever, and I saw that they had two Cat Williams big statues, and they were on sale, and I just thought, it's kind of sad that they have them on sale, but so I wanted to buy one of them, so he's like, yeah, pull that up. And they have a video of him walking out of the store. It's like a 4-foot tall statue. And he's like walking out with it under his arms. And the black dude's just like, dude, that's not Cat Williams. That's a Nutcracker. And he's like, no, it's Cat Williams. And he's like, dude, that's definitely the Nutcracker, which it was. And then he's like, that's like some kind of racist. But it actually turns out that it was both, because they modeled this Nutcracker statue, but they made it look like Cat Williams. And so when Theo was asking him about it on the podcast, he's like, yeah, I actually didn't give them permission to do it, but then we didn't design it together, but then they did it anyway, and then I guess they ran it by him, and so he decided he would let them go ahead doing it. But he's like, yeah, they just took my likeness without asking me to make this thing. But he's like, it's for religious reason or whatever. I forget what he said. Man, I don't know what I'm saying right now. Let me think. Fuck, this is hard, dude. I'm not gonna lie. It is really hard to think about anything but how fucking much I feel like throwing up. I'm glad I'm dealing with it now and not during the podcast, so that's a win. It was cool. I mean, you'll see well, if you watch the podcast, you'll see it in a week or two. I guess it'll be 2 weeks, not next Monday, but the following. But we just talk about a lot of really cool stuff. He is, just a lot of interesting ways he sees the world, and he is very, very much, entrepreneur and wanting to be successful, and he's a part of a lot of like mentorship groups, and just a guy who just seems like devoted to learning and growing. Fuck, man. Oh, I feel good. I know I already said that. But yeah, we're just talking about he's obviously really religious, but it's interesting because I'm in a lot of ways spiritual and believe in like source or some sort of God, of being that I've seen and heard from, but it's just not like the Bible or Jesus. But we were talking about like creativity and purpose, and like when you're given an idea that you're supposed to implement, and if you don't act on it, you're basically like saying no to God or no to the universe. Be like, yeah, like, no, I'm going to do something else instead of taking what was gifted to you. And he was saying about how he's like, I don't believe in coincidence. I believe, what did he say? It's not coincidence. It's, fuck, I'm going to have to listen to what he said again. This thing's so loud. Dude, guys, I'm sorry that I am not up to snuff on this. But, fuck. I do have to complete 15 minutes. I mean, I don't really know if anybody watches these things too much, but I'm struggling. So, I guess it is one of those things where even when you're sick at 75 hard, you got to push through. Today my buddy Justin asked me to reach out to this guy that he works with, also named Justin. He's starting a podcast, and I just want to help him, give him some ideas for like better camera angles and better audio, tips and tricks, because he's running into like a lot of buzz, and then he sits like this, but the camera is like way lower, so you mainly just see like his knee and everything, and then his head's like here, so his like legs like probably there on the screen, and then if he sits with his legs open, you're just like looking straight up his crotch. Thought it was so funny. I was like, is he purposely doing that? But I'm like, I think I could definitely help him out on at least, working on the angle a little bit, and then could help him out with some of the lighting techniques, and with the audio. He's just getting a lot of buzz. Actually, the thing that I haven't learned really is I don't know how to add any effects on the audio on this live, so it's just running straight through. But because on the podcast and stuff, I run a compressor and a denoiser and a EQ and stuff, and I don't have any of that on there right now, so that's something I gotta work on as I keep doing this. But I'm sure there is a way to maybe add some of these things in, so that way when it's going live to you, it's already going through a compressor and an EQ. might take a more expensive software because I'm just using OBS, which is a free software. But yeah, fuck, man. I guess we're at 0. So glad we did this. Wish me better health. I'm supposed to go hang out with Cinda, but I am a fucking drag right now. Anyway, I'm gonna check in tomorrow. Peace.